What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Nana here. So today I have a very interesting topic, which once I tell you what the topic is, you'll probably be like, oh, you guys have talked about this in previous videos. Yes, that's right. We even have a recent video talking about it, but you'd realize that we always talk about it in chunks. But today I want to give you a consolidated or a single view of the total cost of living in New Brunswick, Canada. Now, this is very specific to St. John demographic because that's where we live. But I feel like these tips can be applied wherever you are in Canada or wherever you are in New Brunswick. And I will also be talking about the cost of living for a single person, for a couple with a car, and also for a family with kids and a car. So I think it's going to be like a mini series because we can't cover all of this in one video. So today's topic will be specifically the total cost or the complete cost of living in St. John, New Brunswick, Canada for a single person without a car. And guys, if you're interested in our older videos about the cost of living in New Brunswick or in Canada, click the link here to be able to see those videos or just browse through our channel. Now, one thing to note is that this video is being recorded in fall 2024, actually end of October. So this is pretty recent and it can give you a very realistic view of the cost of living for a single person in New Brunswick, Canada. People say New Brunswick is the cheapest province in the whole Canada. Well, we're about to see. So let's get into the video. So I do have a list here. So I'll be looking at my phone from time to time to make sure I don't miss any highlighted points in this video. But I'm going to start with basically rent, because if you're a single person who is more or less an immigrant, you wouldn't just jump into the buying or property ownership pool in St. John. You first come in probably as a student or as a worker, and then you build your credit score, you build your finances, and then you buy a house. So let's start looking at the rent. Okay guys, so I am going to use my two most favorite ways of searching for apartments in wherever I am. Basically, we did a similar video when we were in Europe, and these were the same ways we were able to find a place to live. And it's really the same way we're able to find a place here in Canada. So first off, I'm going to use Facebook. So I'm going to go to my Facebook here, right? Go to Marketplace. Make sure that your location is set to St. John, New Brunswick. And then type in a 1-bedroom apartment for rent. So it's come up, and right off the bat you see average prices of 1-bedroom apartments in St. John, New Brunswick. So I am seeing one here which is $700. I'm just going to quickly click on it to show you something. So this is not a 1-bedroom, this is a room in a shared apartment. Oh, this is actually a weekly rental. Okay, so I have blurred out the poster's name and whatnot because I'm not promoting anybody here. I'm just showing you how you can look for it yourself. So I've blurred out the person who posted it, but this is a weekly rental. So it's a furnished apartment including utilities that offers off-street parking and laundry on premises. It includes everything, and it has a deck with a barbecue. Just look at that. So it's $700 a week. So in a month, you're roughly paying $2,800, which it's quite high for this place in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. I mean, it's fully furnished. It's giving you, all your utilities are paid. So maybe if you are someone who's thinking of, comfort, ease of mind, you just pay, move in, and you don't got to worry about anything. This is the place for you, I guess. So the very first one that came up was a $1,100 1-bed, 1-bath. So yeah, it's okay. It's a bit on the high side for me. But one thing I will tell you guys is that renting a 1-bedroom in St. John, New Brunswick, it's expensive. So it's usually pragmatic from what we've seen, and we are a couple, so it's always been easier for us to rent like a 2 or 3 bedroom And if you are a group of friends, then you share the rooms or you share the apartment. But if you want your own privacy, be ready to pay. Now, the second way you can find rental properties in New Brunswick is my trusted Google Maps. So people really sleep on Google Maps, but don't sleep on Google Maps because it is pretty much consolidating all the rental companies in New Brunswick. So let me do apartment for rent, and it's already showing me some of the apartments available for rent. But what we have realized is that most of the time renting here, if it's not on Facebook, that's been rented by the owner or the property manager, then you have to go through a property management company. So it's easier to say search for property management. Because my location is St. John, it's just going to bring up St. John for me. So already I'm seeing some of the top property management companies in St. John: Peace of Mind, Property Services, Lawson, 3D. So let's just click on a random one. 3D, go to their website and then see what kind of properties they have. Now, me clicking on 3D doesn't mean I'm promoting them. I'm just showing you guys how easy it is to find rental properties in St. John, New Brunswick, and how much they cost in October 2024. So how can you find them and how much do they cost, basically? So units available here, choose St. John and then choose a 1-bedroom. So they don't have any 1-bedrooms available. So if you're a single person looking for a 1-bedroom, it may take some looking for or some more digging to find one. But let's say they have a 2-bedroom here. So just click the first 2-bedroom and let's see how much it costs. So this is available in November 1st. This is in Penfield. Penfield is not in St. John Central. I'm not really sure where that is, but it's $1,400, heat and lights included. Let's look for something else in St. John. So this is another 2-bedroom. And if it's going to open, let me see here. So it's a 2-bedroom in East St. John. So it's definitely in St. John. And East St. John is a bit closer to the mall, McAllister Place, to the Iron Oil Refinery, and to MBCC. But MBCC is far from everything, so just get that right. So this is November 1st, and this is $1,450 plus utilities. So if you are one-man army looking for the cost of rent in St. John, New Brunswick, if you're able to find one, then you're paying $1,100 as we've seen on Facebook, or you go to the property management companies and talk to them. But on average, it looks like $1,000, $1,100 for the cost of living. So let's note that that's $1,100. Now, the other point to highlight is utilities. So as you saw in when I was searching for the rental properties and their costs, some of them come with all utilities covered, and some of them you have to pay utilities. So if you're fortunate to get a good place where you don't have to pay utilities, that's amazing. It means that you're only paying an average of $1,100 for your rent, 0 utilities. But most places realistically allow the tenant to pay the utilities, because if you don't do that, then the tenant kind of abuses the the usage of especially the heat in the winter. So average utility cost, I'm not going to show you how to calculate it because it's really dependent on usage, but I'll talk about Kwame and I. We've lived in Canada for roughly 3 years in different places, in a 1-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, and we know how the utilities average. Now, if you are a single person living in a 1-bedroom and your place is not super huge, you can average roughly $70, $80, $90 a month in the summer, because here in Canada, HST is also added to your utility cost, which it blows my mind, but it is what it is. So we have $1,100 for rent, and then we have, let's say, $80 for your electricity cost in the summer if you don't have an extra large 1 bedroom apartment, and you're a working professional or you go to school, so you don't really stay too much in the apartment to begin with. Now in winter, it really depends on your usage. You could average the same $80 or as high as $250. So you need to really watch your consumption in winter. But let's say for a single person who is out of the house a lot of times, you will average like $130 in the winter. So guys, water is 50-50 because most places that rent incorporate the water cost into the monthly rent costs. But there are some places where the person renting has to pay for the water. So I can't really give you a definite figure, but it's really, if the landlord is asking you to pay for the water, it shouldn't go above like $50 for a 1 bedroom. And that should be like a really rare case where the landlord is doing pay per use, but most times they just incorporate the cost of your water bill into your monthly rent. So let's just put it $50 on average, because since we moved here, we've never had to pay separately for water, but I do know people who pay for water. So that's just something to have in your budget so that you don't miss that. Right. So one other thing is renter's insurance. Now, renter's insurance, we've also never had to pay renter's insurance since we moved to Canada. So it's really hit and miss. And we have lived in, different places, from high-rise apartments in Fredericton to, pretty standard homes like a full house, and other apartments in St. John. So I can't really say what the cost is, but let's just see if we can Google and see what is the average renter's insurance going for in St. John, New Brunswick. So open my Chrome here, and then I'll say renter's insurance in St. John. And the first thing that comes up is Apollo cover. I don't know I don't know what that is, but it says it gives you a tenant insurance at $11 a month. I have never heard of Apollo cover before. Now the second and the third ones, I do know them. So TD is one of the popular banks in Canada, and TD Insurance is the insurance arm. Now Scotia is also one of the popular banks in Canada, and they have an insurance arm. So let's check TD real quick. So I guess you'd have to call, because it doesn't just give me a immediate price. Now I'm checking Scotia, and yeah, get a quote online or call. So it's not easy to give you an immediate renter's insurance. So I'm just gonna do a ballpark, and let's check this last PC insurance. Same thing. It's not giving me like an immediate price, which makes sense, right? Because as a renter, they are going to use different metrics to determine how much you'd have to pay for your renter's insurance, like the size of the place you're renting, what is the tax on the place, the location, your job or your financial status, etc, etc. So it makes sense that I can't really find something. I was hoping to just find something, but I can't give you a figure, like an accurate figure. So ballpark, I would say $70 is pretty reasonable on average. Maybe more, maybe less, but this is for a single person renting in St. John, New Brunswick. So we've covered the utilities, that's the internet. Oh, I didn't cover internet. So internet is the last thing to look at. So internet, most places that you rent do not provide you internet, so you have to buy your own internet. It's roughly, we pay roughly $115. This includes our tax, because everything is taxed in New Brunswick, guys. So $115, and that's for the home, phone, for TV, and for internet. It's pretty good. I won't mention the provider because I'm not promoting anyone, but you can get deals if you are like a student or your company has some specific package with the service provider. You can get it cheaper, or you can also shop around. So, and one thing to note too is that the internet is really dependent on your location. There may be a location where there's no internet from a specific provider, like you can't get good internet there. So that will also determine. So I will put roughly 115 because that's how much we pay, and that's an average for good internet in a good location. Okay, so we've covered the rent cost, we've covered the utilities cost when you're renting. So that's your internet, electricity, water, and renter's insurance. Now let's move to groceries. Now we've done several grocery videos like shopping for groceries, cost of living, specific to groceries. The latest video we posted before this one highlights grocery prices in New Brunswick. We were in Moncton and St. John, but I'm just going to give you guys a high level breakdown of how much groceries cost. Now bear in mind that I know the grocery prices. I shop a lot and I have different apps that I use to check the prices, and I basically know the average prices of the average things that a single person will eat. So I'm just gonna list them here and give you the prices. I have rice, tomato, lettuce, carrots, water, chicken, beef, snacks, tomato paste. I'm also going to add the home products, so tissue paper, toilet paper. So tissue paper is like paper towels. So let me make it paper towels, toilet paper, laundry detergent, and then we also have your personal care items. So your shaving sticks, your deodorant and stuff. I'll lump all of that into one category, personal care items. Now rice, how much we always buy rice or often buy rice because the price is stable throughout the year. And this is a 4 kilogram basmati rice, if I'm not mistaken. That's roughly, I'm not sure of the kilogram, but I think it's 4 or 5 kilogram. That's $10 every purchase. And this is at a specific store. Now, tomatoes, it really depends on your consumption, but as a single person, putting myself in the shoes of a person living alone, because I have lived alone here in Canada, I would say I won't average more than $6 on tomatoes. And that's also because I eat a lot of tomato stuff, like tomato salad with tomatoes inside, tomato stew, soup which needs tomatoes, and so $6 is even a lot, but let's just put it at $6. Now lettuce, we just bought lettuce this weekend for $1.79, I believe. And carrots, you can get organic carrots for like $6, $8, sometimes on discount $5, but roughly like average price of carrots, if you're looking for the prepped, so they have the carrots that are already washed, the stems are cut off or the head is cut off, and then they've packaged it in packaging. That's more expensive, but if you are just buying like a bunch of carrots and they are like locally grown, they are usually cheaper. So you'd average like $4 for carrots if you like a big bunch of carrots like myself. Now water is also pretty tricky because it depends on what you like to drink. Now you can get water prices for as low as $3 for a pack of 12. You can get some as high as $10.99 for a pack of 24 or 12. If you are shopping at Costco, you can get some water roughly like $8 for a pack of 24. But the caveat is that any item you buy that is like a bottle or it's in a recyclable packaging, you have to pay a disposal, like a bottle disposal fee, which is 10 cents. So we average $10.99 for just the water, that's a pack of 24. So we pay 10 cents per bottle. So 10 cents times 24 is $2.40 just for the deposit fee. But we recycle, so we get that money back. So put in $10.99, let's make it roughly $11, and then $2.40, that's $13.40 for just the water. It's high, but I've tried different brands of water here, and that's the water I can drink. So it's really my fault. Sometimes I also buy sparkling water, which is more expensive. But luckily for Kwame and unluckily for me, my favorite brand of sparkling water, I can't find it anywhere in St. John anymore. So I guess it's out of stock. But yeah, the sparkling water averages, the one I like averages for $2.50, $3 without taxes and without the deposit fee. Now, chicken thighs, chicken breast, chicken wings, whole chicken. These are all types of chicken cuts or the full chicken, and the price will depend on the cuts or whether you're getting a full chicken. But on a good day, you can get a full chicken for actually like $12, and then you just chop it up yourself. But we usually buy the pre-cut chicken thighs, boneless, skinless, and that averages for $9 to $15 depending on the size. So let's say as a single person who loves their protein, I would say you'd go for the $15 one, right? So let's say $15 for a chicken. Same with beef. On a good day, you can get beef really cheap. You can get like some beef tenderloins, or you can get some cubed beef, or you can get like a steak for under $10. I'm not even kidding. So let's just average $10 for you as a single person living in St. John, because you love your beef and you love your protein and you want to make sure you get your macros in. And now snacks. So snacks also depend on what you like. Potato chips, popcorn, juice, among others. But I personally am a potato chip and chocolate chip cookie, and once in a while some chocolate kind of girl. So I would be buying chocolate around $3 per bar. I like the good stuff, but not too expensive. And then the chips, really depending on the brand and where you are buying them and whether they're on sale or not. You can get chips like Lay's. On a good day, you can get Lay's for $2.50, and you can get Pringles if they're on sale for also $2 or even less. So let's average for your snacks roughly $8, because you don't want to spend too much on snacks. And then tomato paste, on average we pay $1.20 for the small tomato paste. It's a specific brand, so you can get tomato paste as cheap as 99 cents depending on where you buy it. But let's just say you spend like $1.40 on your tomato paste. Now, paper towels, we have different brands and different quality. The ones we like to use, which are pretty good quality, like in the absorption and value for money, are quite expensive. But on a sale day, you can get that for $6. It's a pack of 3. So if you're a single person and you buy that, I should expect you to use it for a month. And that's if you're not using it exclusively for your cleaning and everything. So we have like napkins that we use to do our dishes, but the paper towels are for cleaning up the kitchen, like cleaning the messes, cleaning the floor. If you just spill something, you want to quickly wipe it and just wiping down. So if you're not using it as your to-go-to, you can use that pack of 3 for a month, right? So that's about $6. And then toilet paper, same thing, you can get it on discount. So they have some really good deals on toilet paper, but you have to hunt for the deals. But on average, with $10, you can get like toilet paper to last you 3 months if you're a single person and you are economizing. So I'll put $10 for toilet paper. Same thing with laundry detergent. We just bought some yesterday for $8.99 before taxes, and that's because it's on sale. On average, it's about $15 when it's not on sale, but when it's on sale, it's almost half price. So just put $13, because $13 is the price of another brand which wasn't on sale yesterday, so I just put that inside. Now your personal care items, your hair cream, you know, if you need some earrings like I do, and nail cutter, deodorant, and then for the ladies, you know, our tampons, etc. I would average. And one thing to notice that ladies, feminine hygiene products are a bit more expensive here. I don't know why, but even back home, when we went back home, they were a bit more expensive. But you know, someone needs to fight for the ladies. So if you need like tampons or pads and deodorant, shaving sticks, etc., you're going to be spending a pretty penny every month. So I would say that you should average, if you're a woman, average like $50 a month, especially if you use deodorant a lot and you need to stock up every month. But if you just need like your feminine hygiene products and then you're not doing a lot of facials, you're not doing anything with your hair, then you should average roughly $25 a month. So I'll just put $30 to be in between. So guys, I've touched on rent, utilities, groceries, and this is for a single person who doesn't have a car. So the next thing on my trusted list here is transportation. So transportation for a single person who doesn't have a car. So you'll be pretty much going everywhere or most places with a bus. We do have a taxi system here, and they've introduced something similar to Uber, but there's no Uber, there's no Bolt, there's no, you know, those other third party, but it's something similar to Uber. I've never tried it, so I can't speak on it. The taxi service here is very interesting. So if you're a single person who takes a taxi, the moment you sit in, you already charge $5, like it's a preset amount, and then they charge you per distance. I don't remember if it's per kilometer or per whatever, but it's per distance. So you can actually see it reading on the meter. And by the time you get to your destination, the taxi driver will calculate the total based on the distance and then give you, you can pay with cash, you can pay with card, credit or debit card, which is nice. And you can get a receipt if you want. But as a single person who is trying to maximize their finances and minimize their costs, you'll probably be going most places with the public transport, which is bus. So the bus pass, let's check here on the City of St. John's website, St. John Transit website, how much the transit fares cost. So for a single ride, cash, for a person $6 or over. So if you want to go just one way on a single ride, you have to pay $3. And they don't have change. So if you go with like $10, most likely you're not gonna get change. But if you want a monthly pass, as an adult who is 15 years or older, you pay $81 for the month. If you're a student with school ID, it's $71.50. And if you're a senior who is 65 years or older, then it's $60 for you. Now, kids, if you're a child age 6 to 14, it's also $60. But I don't think there will be any child living alone in New Brunswick. So adult 15 or over, $81. Student with school ID, $71.50. And senior 65 and over, $60. Okay, guys, here we are almost at the end of my trusted list. Now, miscellaneous. A lot of people don't put miscellaneous when they are budgeting for, you know, cost of living in a place, which I think is really not the best, because when you have a lean budget, like I usually like to have a very lean budget that I work with. I don't go beyond the budget. So I put miscellaneous to cater for things like hair care, or maybe I fall sick suddenly and I need to pay for some medication, or I need to pay for something like maybe it's winter time and then my boots just got messed up and I need a new pair of boots, or I don't fit in my winter jacket anymore, so I need a new winter jacket, or I can't find gloves, so I need to buy a new pair of gloves. So it's always crucial to have a miscellaneous amount in your budget. Look at your spending, look at your lifestyle, and then determine. So for me, I like to put miscellaneous for stuff that I don't do often, but I may do, like my hair, my clothes, because I don't buy clothes every month, but I put a little amount each month. So if I need to make a bulk purchase on clothes and it's like 300 bucks, I've been putting 50 bucks every month for the year. So it's not going to be like, oh my goodness, that's too much out of my budget, right? So just look at your lifestyle and then determine what should be in your miscellaneous. This shouldn't be a daily or monthly occurrence, but something that when it comes up, you have money to pay for it. So I would put for miscellaneous roughly, let's say, $150. So I have highlighted all the critical things that you as a single person living in St. John should consider as your cost factors. So I'm going to put them all together to show you on average how much you would be spending as a single person living in St. John, New Brunswick, like renting, right? And then just one thing I wanted to add for the grocery part, this is for someone who cooks at home a lot. You eat out once in a while, so that's also in the miscellaneous, like an eat out budget, but it's primarily for someone who like cooks a lot of lunches and then also eats dinner at home. Okay guys, so let's do the total and see how much on average single person living in St. John, New Brunswick would spend. So we have rent $1,100 on average, and then the electricity, I combine the winter and summer cost to give me average of, let's say, $115. So that's 1,100. I'm just doing it on my calculator here. So 1,100 for rent, 115 for electricity, and then we have water. We have water, $50, and then we have renter's insurance. So renter's insurance is $70, and then we have internet. So that's internet, home phone, and TV, $115, and then we have groceries. So groceries from the items I listed earlier and then the average prices, we have roughly $130 for groceries, and this includes like not just groceries, but let's say groceries and household items and personal care items. So you have your toilet paper, you have your rice, you have your laundry detergent, and then you have things for your hair, and then for feminine hygiene products and extra stuff. And then finally for the miscellaneous, $150, because you will go out once in a while. Maybe you want to get a haircut, or you want to braid your hair, you want to eat out once in a while, buy a gift for a friend, etc. So roughly we have $1,730 a month for a single person living in St. John, New Brunswick. And I think the greatest cost factor here is the 1-bedroom cost. Now, if you were living in like a room in a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom, it's going to be way cheaper. But this is on average what you should expect to spend. Guys, this is pretty much the full video, giving you high-level overview of the whole cost of living for a single person in St. John, New Brunswick. I know it's long. That's why we in the past did it in segments, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will be dropping the cost of living for a couple who have a car, and then also for a family. So family, it's a husband and wife, probably a kid or two, and they also have a car to show you. So let us know what you think. Is this a realistic cost of living analysis for a single person in St. John, New Brunswick, or is too high or is too low? If you're a single person in New Brunswick, Canada, how much do you spend a month if you rent your own place? Please don't come into the comment section if you are living in a room in a 5-bedroom, or you are 2 in a room, or you are 4 in a room. Nah, don't come here with that stuff, because that's a totally different scenario, right? So don't come here and come and make crude comments if you are purchasing somebody, or you are living in on like in you're sleeping on the floor in the living room. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying that that's not what we are talking about here. So if you're a single person renting in St. John in October 2024, let us know what is your average cost of living in the comment section. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, comment if it's relevant, and share it with your friends and family. Okay, until the next video, peace out.